I think it's pretty safe to say that silver is having one heck of a great day. Let's talk about what happened and why I'm absolutely shocked that silver is doing what it has done today as we explore. Yeah, I figured with another market downturn that silver would be crushed yet again, but that has not happened. And folks, this could be a sign of greater things to come with precious metals. Before we get too deep into what's going on, let's first give a report, the tale of the tape with regards to precious metal prices, because it's been a complete flip around from yesterday. In fact, I'll start with this morning's video that I did about rhodium's price skyrocketing. Well, that has now turned around big time. Rhodium is down almost 10% right now to down $550. Gold, though, is up almost a full percentage point. Pretty big move for gold, but not dramatic. It is up $28.10 to $2,917.20. Silver is up 80 cents. It's almost a 2.5% increase to $32.97. It did reach over $33 earlier in the day. It got up to $33.05. So silver is on a tear today. It is the winner of all the metals today by a long shot. Except for maybe platinum. It actually rose 2.4% today. It's sitting at $9.90 right now, and palladium is up 4%. Now, that is what the markets are doing in reaction to what happened to the stock market. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down over a 1.1% today, a 478-point drop to 41,433. The NASDAQ is down 32 points. The S&P is also down 42 points. The dollar, though, has dropped almost a half a percentage point now to 103.4. And that's what we're looking at here. Crude oil is up, but only slightly here today. And so that's what we're looking at. Also, the crypto space is actually starting to come back to life a bit, too, with the Bitcoin up to 82,000 now. It's up over 5% today. So as Ethereum is up over 4%, all the cryptocurrencies are enjoying some gains here today. But I tell you, the fact that gold and silver indeed are here and alive, and especially silver, this is a good sign. Now, yesterday would have been a good day to buy, but only if you had the means to do so. The channel is sponsored by Summit Metals. I'm mentioning the name just to consider next time you go to shop for precious metals, you may be surprised that they may have the lowest price or very close to the lowest price. They have excellent service. They're a fast-growing company, and I'm proud to be associated with them. For great service, check out summitmetals.com. Gold and silver prices are higher in trading here on this day, according to Kitco News, on a resumption of safe haven demand amid rising worries about a U.S. economic recession amid a major sell-off in the U.S. stock market. A lower U.S. dollar index also notched a 4-month low overnight, as was a friendly outside market element for the two precious metals. Asian and European stock markets were mixed overnight. U.S. stock indexes are pointed to modestly higher openings when the New York day session begins. It follows recent selling pressure that has pushed the major indexes to multi-month lows. And so the stock market plunges, recession worries spread. In other words, folks, same story as yesterday, fear. But this time the fear is driven more towards the precious metals and less towards this. This is a losing proposition. And this is exactly why we stack, folks. But it doesn't always time exactly with what we think it should in terms of gold and silver prices. But they do react out of fear. So not only are they hedges against inflation, and by the way, they also hedge against deflation, gold and silver indeed do react to fear, to uncertainty in the markets. And in some cases, they will outperform inflation because of that fear driving the markets. You should never purchase gold and silver out of fear. You should purchase based off of your level of understanding of the fundamentals of what they are. And that message has not changed through the course of this channel. Something that I've been very consistent on. You should only buy based off of your level of understanding of the metals and the complex. I do try to provide the latest news and education on this channel, but nonetheless, look at other sources as well. Now, the Asian and European markets being mixed is something that have to take into account and consideration here, and also the tariffs are really having an effect as well too. Right now, the latest is that the premier or the governor of Ontario is now going to be scaling back his 25% tariffs on electricity after Trump has followed through with a threat to increase it even more to Canada. And so there is a lot of back and forth, but the uncertainty means that likely people are going to probably be spending a little bit less because they're concerned about the prices going up. And right now, April 2nd is the day that we could very well see the increase in tariffs in Canada and Mexico. They're already in effect in China, and they've already posed reciprocal tariffs as well. So U.S. data points of the week are the Consumer Price Index report for February that will come tomorrow, and the Producer Price Index for February that will come on Thursday. The CPI report is seen as coming in up at 2.9% year on year versus a rise of 3% in the January report. That's what they're expecting, so inflation will tick back slightly. The PPI report is seen up 0.3% month on month compared to a rise of 0.4% in the January report. So the U.S. economic data includes other things in regards to jobs in the NFIB Small Business Index and the JOLT survey. And some of those things they're looking at to see what happens. But, I tell you what, it's interesting to see how quickly silver has turned around, and to a lesser extent gold, with reaction here. This quick of a move makes me think that more and more people might just start to take notice of gold and silver as ways to hedge and protect against economic instability. Maybe more so gold and silver, and maybe less so going into dollars. So it's a very fascinating thing. I don't know that I've ever seen it turn around this quick and this fast after 2 days of a market drop. And the uncertainty, and also seeing what's going to be coming down the pike in terms of tariffs with gold and silver, much of it patriated here to the United States of America. Could that play a role? Or is the inflationary pressure still there in terms of inflation sticking with us? And what will the Federal Reserve do? There's not been much talk about what the Federal Reserve will do. Likely most people feel that they're going to leave rates unchanged. The Fed Watch Tool is a place to go to check that out. And right now, the Fed Watch Tool, as I pull it up right now, is telling us indeed that more likely we're going to see a majority of participants that surveyed think that the Federal Reserve is going to leave rates unchanged. Unchanged indeed. In fact, it has now increased in the amount of people who believe that for the 19th of March meeting. 97% exactly believe they're going to leave rates unchanged. Only 3% believe they're going to cut it by a point, or a quarter point. So there's where the information lies with that. Now, tomorrow's a new day, and just as quickly as things can happen, even by the time you see this report, more likely the prices are going to stay kind of where they're at. But tomorrow, of course, the markets open up at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So there's going to be some people who don't understand how the markets work around the world who will come in and say, well, it only went up 0.2% or it went down 0.2%. Well, that's based off of the 6 p.m. Eastern open of the markets in Asia. But right now, it's up over 2.43% for silver. And another thing I must tell folks, because invariably somebody's going to say that's not a surge in price. It's only 78 cents movement right now. It's at 78 cents. That's a big movement for one day. Anything over 2% is a big deal for silver to move, and gold as well. So this is why I use the word surge, 2% is my line where I say it if it's any consider in a 24-hour period. And remember, markets open up in Asia at 6 p.m. Eastern time, so you may be watching this video at that time. And as such, I'm reporting on Tuesday's market. Wednesday's market opens up in Asia at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So there you have it. There's your market report. Let me know what your thoughts are about silver. And one thing is for sure, is silver still is doing quite well, and there's no mistaking that silver has not been in a bull market over the last 12, 13 months. It's been an amazing thing to see silver trade at this level and continue to push the boundaries. And today it pushed the boundary of $33. Can we get there and hold? We shall see. Stay tuned. We'll find out. And with that, I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.